All right, here we go. What's going on? My name's Caleb. I'm a full-time reseller. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about a virtual assistant. It's actually a software, not a true virtual assistant, but a virtual assistant software I've been using for the last 5 to 6 months. But that's helped me make a ton more money. It got me through summer slowdown without truly having a rough patch of sales. I've been reading the comment section in my videos. I'm getting lots of DMs, and people are saying, I see your sales are exploding. You're having all these sales and nothing selling in my store. And there are a lot of factors there. And the number one thing, I would always say is just buy the best items possible, items that are in demand and sell for good money really fast. But the best secret to my success beyond that has been using the software Posher as a virtual assistant, not only to cross list my items and get more eyes on them to increase my chance of selling, but using the automation features that they have to rank my listings higher in search. So I'm going to jump into the numbers of when I started using it on Poshmark, because that's the place where the change is visible. On eBay, because I've sold so much on eBay for so long, it's really hard to see what the direct correlation from using the software is, but it does do a lot for my eBay store as well. There's no way to like quantify numbers, percentages, what it's actually helped me sell, but I know that it's helped me, and anything, helps for just over $1 per day. So let's jump into it. Thanks for sticking with me. If you made it through the no audio, my mistake there. So right here, you can see these are my Poshmark sales for this current year. This is when I was not using Auto Posher, but I was still cross listing. Halfway through May, I started using Auto Posher, and my sales jumped up. Now, as you guys know, in my store, even right now, my sales have been doing really well. So January and February and even March should have been really good months for my Poshmark store, but it was not going well. And in April, I pretty much stopped cross listing altogether, and you could see the sales really dwindle down. In just half of the month in May, I was able to do $1,400 in sales, $2,000 in sales in June, $3,200 in July, $3,800 in August, $2,700 in September, and so far about $1,600 in sales. And keep in mind, in October they just changed the fees, and now they're changing them back. But I noticed a huge drop off when they changed the fees. So I would expect going forward, this will be much higher than 1,600. So just jumping into the dashboard on Auto Posher, this is the software we're talking about. If you do want to try it, there's a free trial and a coupon code in the first link in the description, or you can use the code Caleb Sells. I love the trial because you can try out these automation things for 7 days. The cross-listing trial is a bit limited. You only get, I think, 20 items, which for a lot of us, that's not that many, but it can give you a taste of what it's like. But really, the automation trial is really going to show you how big of a difference that can make. But you can see here, it's done 2,321 shares just today. So I have about 1,400 items in my store. So that means today, my items have already been pretty much shared 2 times throughout the day, almost my entire store. And over the course of the day, it does 4,400. So for me, that's over 3 times. Some items will do 4 times being shared every single day. And if you know Poshmark, they sort the items by how recently they've been shared. That's their default algorithm. There's some other things obviously involved, but their default sorting is by how recently items were shared. So these shares are bumping my items up to the top of search on a regular basis. Another thing that I have set up is for it to send an automatic offer. I have it set up to send 10% off offers as soon as somebody likes my item on Poshmark. So what this does is if somebody's looking at my item, they like it, maybe they want to like it, and then they want to come back to it and maybe purchase it later, the software jumps in and sends that 10% off offer right away. And sometimes that will convert the sale right there, or they'll be able to counter offer and we can get into a negotiation to get that item sold. And then it also does some following and unfollowing. I'm not big into that stuff on Poshmark personally, but I do have a lot of followers on there from using this software. And it's not going to hurt to have more followers on your account, more people seeing your item, more people sharing your items. The thing that really separates the software, in my opinion, is actually what it does on eBay. Poshmark is the easiest to see because you can literally see a direct correlation. I started using it in May and my numbers had just really took off. So that was the most visually easy thing to see. But the best part of the automation, in my opinion, is actually what it does for eBay. For just $1 per day, it guarantees that I have plenty of eBay listings going live on my store every single day because it's taking down the oldest items in my store and not clicking relist, not doing sell similar. It actually copies the information from the listing and creates a brand new listing on eBay that is a brand new listing to eBay. So it's not the same as just relisting your item. It actually takes your item down and puts a new listing up on eBay with all of the previous information. And I actually have this set up to lower the price by 5% every month. So that's another way that I'm able to increase sales because that lower price just slightly every single month will eventually bring it down. Like, say, I'd maybe price it a few dollars high, a little percent high. It's going to bring that price down into the ballpark where it's going to sell. And then, as same as Poshmark, I also have 10% off offers set up. So right here on the offers, you can see that it sent out 50 offers for me today. So those are people that liked or watched on eBay. It's watched or heavily viewed my item. And on eBay, I think that's even more important because there's no like button, and I feel like less people watch items than like them on Poshmark. A like on Poshmark, people just go through and like stuff. But on eBay, if you watch something, I feel like that list is maybe a bit more reserved for people that are very serious. But even if you're just heavily browsing the item, just looking over it for quite a long time, eBay can give you that option to send the offer. And so this is sending that offer right away when the person is right there ready to make the decision on whether to buy or not. And you can get that converted sale. And you can actually see your sales conversion rate on eBay. And I've been using it long enough that I can't compare from before I was using it to when I was using it now because I've been using it for the dates that it compares. But my conversion rate did go up significantly with just that one change of being able to send the offers automatically. And it's just one less thing that I have to do. Okay. So we went over the sharing on Poshmark, the automatic offers on Poshmark, the follows on Poshmark, and then it also does the automatic offers on eBay and recreates your listing on eBay as well. So you can see I've had 29 brand new items listed into my store from the software just today. On top of that, I did list my 15 items that I list every single day, scheduled at 9 a.m. Eastern for me. So that means that in eBay's eyes, I've listed what's 29 plus 15, 44 fresh items into my store today. And I do believe these things are part of the equation for why I have such a high sell-through rate store. I currently have 1,400 listings, and I have 1,200 and some sold on eBay, 500 and some sold on Poshmark in the last 3 months. So somewhere between 16 to 1,800 items sold in the last 90 days. So well over 100% sell-through rate. If you're using our, eBay math that most of us do, I know that's not true sell-through rate if you're a business person in here. But basically, on average, how long does it take me to sell my items? And it's less than 90 days. What I want to do now is just jump into a little bit of cross listing, and then I'd love to answer your guys' questions and chit chat about cross listing, about the virtual assistant software that we have here. Any questions? If you want to go over any of the settings that I have set up, I did do have some items that I need to cross list from the weekend. So I'm going to show you guys how easy it is. You go to your inventory here and you just click resync, and it will pull in all the items on eBay that I listed that I have not pulled into the software yet. And this will, just take a few minutes. Ali says, "What size bags for chunky sweaters?" I am pretty good at folding them because I've, been doing this for quite a while. So a lot of them I do try to fit in the 10 by 13, but I do have 12 by 15 bags near my photo station to, take some of those a little bit bulkier items. Okay, we have a lot of people telling me that they can't hear me. So glad you guys straightened me out on that one. Okay, so that brought in 67 items that quickly. And then what I like to do is actually just filter by this unverified, because when you have items that aren't cross listed, you have to verify that they match the other items that they're cross listed to. So I'll just go to this for example. Um, let's see here. Item name. Okay, you can see here that when it's cross-listed, there's no little check to be verified because I already went through and said that these were the same item. So that's what verified means. You're verifying that they're the same items. The listing on eBay and Poshmark is the same item. That's what you're verifying. So I come here and sort by verified because I want to find the items that are not verified, because those are the ones that I need to still cross list. One thing that I do is actually do it in two windows. I'm on my big screen right now, so you guys are over here and I got this over here. Normally I would have multiple windows open because while it's loading, I'll kind of do it a little bit with two tabs so you can kind of see how I do it. But I'll open this, then I'll go here and open this one, then I'll go back to this one. And you can see it pulls in everything really, really well. The only thing that I update is if there's flaws, I change this condition. So this has a hole in it. So I'm going to put good. And that's the only thing I'm going to change. It brought in the brand. It brought in men's sweaters, V-neck, and the size. And I just click list. It's that easy. It actually pulls in all the information using AI. So you don't have to go through and add in so many different item specifics. Let's see here. So this is a Dior blazer. It pulled up sports coats and blazers, put in Dior, put in 40 regular, nothing that I have to add to that from what it already put in. So that's why I love this software, because it actually uses some AI technology to do a little bit of the nitty gritty work that in other softwares that I've used, I've had to go in and correct the mistakes and add in other things. And of course, I do check it to be correct, because it's not right 100% of the time, but 95% of the time, I don't have to, make any changes. Okay, here we have another thing that has a flaw, so I'm just going to change that to good. Got that it was like a chino pant, Levi's, size 36. It's listed. Sports coats and blazers, Brooks Brothers 48R. So just some really nice improvements from what I've used in the past without having to, go in and fix so many item specifics after the fact. Now, if the brand's not in there, like I know Sun Mountain is not in here, you can still go here and add Sun Mountain as a brand. And this is a women's jacket, so sometimes you got to come in here and change it. So this is the 5% of the time that you do have to do a little bit extra. But on the other softwares I use, that you have to do this on every single one. So this is still such a huge improvement for me. Okay, and this one is in new condition, 48, and they don't have an athletic fit, so it just guessed boot cut. And then one nice thing they added is that it will put other options here. So if it's kind of torn between two, it will give you a couple to choose from. For athletic fit, I usually just put other. All right, we have a few questions here, so let's see what we got here. Ali says, "Awesome. I just feel odd stuffing them in." About to use your link and start auto posture right now. I really do recommend it. That's great. Thanks for doing that. Does help me if you use my link, so I do appreciate that, of course. When starting auto posture, should I cross list my whole eBay store at once or 10 per day? I would recommend cross listing. If you don't currently cross list, I would try to get it all cross listed as fast as possible. And then as you list 10 per day, you can cross list 10 per day and get to a more manageable place with that. Madamus Plays, how you doing? I don't know if I've seen your name in here. Thanks for joining. How often do you source locally and do you buy bulk pallets? Thanks for all you do. Well, thanks for saying that. I don't buy pallets. I do buy some wholesale, like from connections I've made, but nothing like that's consistent. Or maybe just because I'm here on the internet, people might reach out via Instagram or something. Maybe they're quitting reselling or they found, a bunch of clothing and they don't sell clothing. So sometimes I buy in bulk, but most of the time I'm just thrifting or garage sailing, estate sales. I'd like to try out my flea market a little bit, but that's mainly what I'm doing. How often do I source? I do quick little trips pretty much every weekday. I try to take weekends off, but Thursday is like my main day where I try to get as much as I can. Surfs is here. He says happy anniversary. Thanks, man. Yeah, over the weekend I had my anniversary, so my wife and I had a really nice day yesterday. Okay, back to business here. Um, Once again, I would normally do this in two separate windows, but I'm doing it on two separate tabs just so you guys can kind of see how I do this. But it does take just one little second to kind of input the information. So I try to get multiple of them opening at the same time so I'm not having to wait. Let's see. I think these were a straight leg. I didn't put straight or bootleg or anything boot cut in the title, so it didn't know which one it was. So it gave me the options there. I just clicked that super quick. Yeah, I just have really, really enjoyed that it brings in all those item specifics for me because I already do so many item specifics when I list on eBay because I really do a lot of work on my eBay listings. That's another part of my equation to have a high sell-through rate store is actually going through and actually putting in all the item specifics that are relevant that people would filter by or search. I don't do every single one if it's not something that adds value or would add appeal to the item. Like, say your item's made in China, I'm not going to go back and add that it's made in China because most people are not searching for things that are made in China. But if it's made in Italy or made in USA, that's something that's really important um, to put in, your item specifics on your listings. If you guys are in here and you have questions about auto posture, if you're just now joining, the VA that I'm talking about is the software auto posture. It does my Poshmark sharing. It automatically sends offers. It automatically follows people on Poshmark and on eBay. It automatically sends offers and takes down up to 100 listings every single day if they're stale and recreates a brand new listing with all that copied information and slowly decreases my price over time, which has drastically improved my sell through rate. If you go here to my Poshmark sales, I started using it in May. I did well over double the sales in May than I did in April, and I only used it for half the month in May. Just drastically helped my Poshmark sales having that virtual assistant doing the sharing and all those little extra things for me. If you want to try it, there's a free trial in the link below or in the description below, the top link, and you get a little coupon code. I know Surfs Up Finds. He's another creator, and he's an auto posture user as well. I think he's the one that might have told me about it when I first was ready to try out a new software. So, and it's really actually improved even since I started using it like a few months ago. So that was another great example. It had women's sweatpants and joggers, and then it gave me the option right down here to click men's because it wasn't sure, but still such a quick little change here. Oh, Heaven Sense here. Sorry, man, I missed your message. Just found 3 men's BKE jeans today. Those are great bread and butter. Maybe like elevated bread and butter. If you find them in long size or XL size, like XL length, it will say like 34XL. Those can sell for even more. What software are we looking at right now? This is Auto Posher. Brad says, you guys will not regret Auto Posher. Increased my sales by 30%. That's a huge number. 30% is great. Yeah, I don't know. I can't put mine to like a certain number because I did cross list before, but you could see it was doubling or more my Poshmark sales. But I don't even know how to figure out how much it increased my eBay sales. But I know that it helped it a ton. There's like I don't have the metrics because I just have always sold a lot on eBay, so it's hard to know what is from the recreates and the automatic offers. But either way, my eBay sales have been super strong since using it. I think between the extra like recreates and things and cross listing to Poshmark, it really helped my summer sales. Like um, summer's tough for clothing sellers. If you guys are clothing sellers in here, just think about like your favorite brand, like Patagonia. I could find a whole rack of Patagonia t-shirts and baggy shorts, and I'd probably pick them up for the right price, and they could, still sell well and be a good profit margin. But if I found a whole rack of Patagonia jackets and sweaters and pants, I would be talking about that day for the rest of my life. It's just because the items that sell in the winter and in the fall just sell for way more money because they're more substantial pieces. The retail prices are higher. So in the summer, it's hard to overcome that. I had to increase my listings, my listing amount not every single day, but I had to increase the amount that I listed every day through the summer to make the amount of money that I needed to. Um, and being able to sell those in when you list more, you have to be able to sell more to be able to afford purchasing more inventory. So Auto Posture helped me a ton with getting those items sold. I don't know if that made sense. Does that make sense? Allie just used the link. I appreciate that. Or Allie Matt. Am I talking to Allie or Matt? I don't know. Do you have 2 first names? Andrew said to sign up for Auto Posture using your affiliate code 2 weeks ago, created a Poshmark account, started cross listing. Already have 12K Poshmark followers from the automation. Yeah, that's great. And those are 12,000 people that will be sharing your item and seeing your item. Teacher Treasure Chest, do you do a coupon promoted and sales on eBay in addition to lowering the prices 5% per day? I do 5% per 30 days. And then occasionally I will run an even bigger markdown sale on my eBay store. Let me do this. So like I'll do like a 30 or 40% off on my oldest items. And then for promoted, I do 5% promoted on pretty much all my items. There's a few exceptions, but nothing that's, sticks out. And I don't do a coupon because I send those automatic 10% offers. That's basically like a coupon because if they see the item and view it enough on eBay, Auto Posture will automatically send that 10% off offer. So that's kind of similar to how the coupon would work, except for I am going to get more full price sales because not every single one is going to go through, the coupon, obviously. One thing to note, if you do markdown sales and you currently sort by the days listed on eBay, that's going to get messed up when it takes down the listing and creates a new one. But if you use the sequential number SKU system like I do, you can sort your inventory by the SKU number. And that's how I'm still able to do a heavier discount on those oldest items. Because I just start at 0 and say I'll go up to like 6,000. I'll put a discount on all those items. And then everything like 6,000 and beyond will, still be the full price. Our Poshmark account 2 weeks in is selling about 20% of the items we sell daily on eBay. Yeah, I'd say I'm about there. That makes sense. I'm hoping that with this fee change going back to normal, that's going to increase. I was selling about 4 to 5 items a day on Poshmark, and I usually put or I usually sell between 15 and 20 on Poshmark. So I'm about, would that be like 25%, maybe 25, 30%? So 20% is great. That means if you're selling 10 per day on eBay, you could sell 2 a day on Poshmark and increase your sales by 20%, the volume. One nice thing about Poshmark as well is like sometimes the fees are higher, but sometimes you can actually sell things for a little bit more on Poshmark. Like if you sell women's jeans or Lululemon, Patagonia, some of those like very just popular name brand brands for me sell more on Poshmark. They sell for more money. Like the same item, I'll list it a little bit higher. Also, the delist function works well. Yeah, I didn't even get into that. When you sell something on eBay or Poshmark, it will automatically delist it from the other platforms. So let me show you how that works. Yeah, Andrew's checking my math here. So yeah, if I sell 20 and sell 20 on eBay, 5 on Poshmark, it's about 20%. Heaven Sent says put 5,000 items on sale a couple weeks ago and sales are up a little bit. That's awesome. I think that's sweet to get sales rolling. 5,000 items discounted. I'm sure you'll see a bump in sales. Okay, so I think I can come here to sold. Now, some of these are not listed. Okay, so you can see here these vintage LL Bean pants, they sold on eBay. eBay is this first column here. It sold on eBay, and then so it delisted it from Poshmark. Madamus Plays says, does Autoposher work with Mercari as well? Yes, it works with Mercari and Depop in addition to eBay and Poshmark, and they are working on adding 1 to 2 more platforms before the end of the year. I don't know what they are. I think you can actually go on their social media and vote for which which platforms you want to be added. Here's another example, BKE Tyler jeans. They sold on Poshmark for 28 bucks and it delisted it automatically on eBay. One really nice thing is that this software runs completely in the background. You do not have to have a computer open. You don't have to have your phone open, and you can open the web page on your phone and use it like an app. They don't have a specific app, but they don't have a specific app, but you can turn the website like into an app on your phone, or just use the website in your browser, and you have full functionality, and it works just as good as an app would. I've done plenty of cross listing from my phone, especially with how much it inputs in for you. There's not a lot of clicking around. Okay, let's go to the dashboard here. Ali says, can you go over your dashboard on Autoposher? I don't know what to do with offers, recreates followers. Okay, so if you're on Poshmark, let's go over the settings here. For shares and relists, I have it set to automatically share every single day. Daily goal is 4,000 shares. I think it recommends you an amount based on your store size. Yep, so it recommends 4,000. So I'm just going to do what they recommend. This is a little tab that says share eligible items to Posh parties. I don't really know what that means. Japan Bro says my sales are slow on Poshmark. I'm hoping that the fee change back to normal will help you out. And if you don't have something sharing your items constantly, that's going to hurt you as well. So, if you don't share currently, I definitely recommend Autoposher for sure. Community shares. So this is sharing other people's items. I don't know. Does it recommend a number for that? Doesn't recommend a number, so that must have just done like 10% of that number or something. This is the relisting the items. So on Poshmark, they have their own software that will detect if you relist an item within 60 days or maybe within 45 days. It will kind of not want you to do that. And you can have negative consequences from that, like your account being suspended and things like that. So to play on the safe side, Autoposture says that they're only going to recreate your item every 60 days. I think that's the minimum that they let you do. Cannot be less than 30. So I put 60. Maybe I could do 45. Can I do 45? Yeah, maybe I'll do 45. And that, is probably better because the more often it recreates, the better. Limit it to 100. It says it recommends 30. Maybe Poshmark's a little more strict with that. So I'm just going to do what they recommend. So recommend 30. And then I have it set once again to lower the price by 5%, which honestly, between eBay and Poshmark, if my eBay price is lowering faster than Poshmark, I make more dollars per dollar sold on eBay, if that makes sense. So like say I sell an item for $100 plus $10 shipping, I make more money on eBay than I do on Poshmark. So I would rather sell the items on eBay. So if this is lowering the price by 5% every 45 days and it's lowering every 5% every 30 days on eBay, most likely those discount items are going to sell on eBay, which I do prefer because I'm going to make more dollars per sales amount on eBay, if that makes sense. But either way, it's going to lower the price by 5%. Let's see, 23. So Andrew says 60 must be the default value. So either way, I don't really want to be playing with trying to get suspended on Poshmark, so I'm just going to leave it at the default. And so that is all the shares and relists. Now jumping into the offers. Offers to all likers. 10% off. I think wait 10 to 15 minutes before sending. I don't know. 100 minutes. 1 to 6 minutes before sending. Okay, so I guess it's saying it's letting you wait a little bit. So if somebody's like in the midst of checking out, you're not sending an offer before they just pay full price. And then I do 10% off, which I think is the minimum on Poshmark. And I don't have any advanced options selected. And for followers, I just have it set to 500. I'm pretty sure that's the default. And I click this unsubscribe from Posh Show's notifications because you don't want random notifications that aren't relevant to actually selling stuff. Now for eBay, this is the good stuff. This will relist up to 75 items per day. So a recreate is they take your eBay listing, they copy all the information, they unlist that item completely, create a brand new listing, and put in your information into a brand new listing. I have it set to lower 5%, and I don't have any of these on because I'm just trying to sell items. So if I sell something a little bit cheaper because of the settings, so be it. And then with the offers, I have it set to send 10% off the current price. So if I'm discounting something, it will sell it off, send the 10% off the discounted price. I don't have it put a message. I don't do anything special there. I just let it send a 10% offer anytime it can because I'm just trying to get those sales. Can't really speak to the Mercari and Depop settings because I don't have those set up. So hopefully that helped if you're trying to get yours set up. You guys have any more questions about Autoposture? Definitely leave that in the chat. Just going to do a little bit more of a demo here. Once again, just is pulling in everything for me so I don't have to go in and put in extra details. So for just the automation, it's $35 a month. So it's $1.16 per day to have it automatically send your offers, share your items on Poshmark, follow people on Poshmark, and recreate your listings every 30 days. Um, yeah, so that's what you get for 35 bucks. And then for 70 bucks, you get all that plus you get cross listing. And if you cross list more than if you cross list more than 750 items in a month, then you can pay $90 and get 2,000 cross listing credits. Have you been creating your listings on eBay or using the draft section of Auto Posture? I still draft everything in eBay. I just realized that you guys might not be seeing everything that I'm clicking on this because my face was in the way. Yeah, my face has probably been covering this up. So this is a good example. I clicked on the Poshmark cross list button. It pulled in all the information. It knew the color. It knew that this was a women's sweatshirt. Lululemon, because there's a brand Lemon, sometimes doesn't pop up automatically. So type in Lululemon, size 8. It pulled the size for me. And I click list, and that's it. I'll do one more here. Okay, so this is an LL Bean bomber jacket. Came down here to bomber jacket, LL Bean, size XL. I didn't have to change a single thing on that one. Cool. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Sorry for a little technical difficulty in the beginning. I will. I don't know if I can cut that out, going forward, but hopefully you guys stuck with me here. Appreciate you guys. If you do want to try it out, definitely use the code in the top of the description. That helps me out. I really appreciate that. But most of all, I just want to tell you guys it's really helped me. And I just try to be honest and transparent with what I actually use. I never promoted a cross lister before using Autoposture because I had problems with the softwares. I tried a lot of the other ones. I just had trouble with them, so I didn't want to really promote them. I've had no issues with Auto Posture. It works great. It's helped my sales dramatically. And so that's the only reason that I would, bring this information to you guys and tell you guys to sign up. Of course, if you do sign up with my code, it does help me. But that's not my main priority. My main priority is just to help you, and this software helps me a ton. Really quick, got a couple more messages here. You could show people how to do a quick sync and then sort all listings to show which ones are listed on eBay but not Poshmark, and then quickly cross-list those items. Yes, we did that as soon as I opened up the cross-listing section of Auto Posture. So if you're just now joining, go back and watch from the beginning so you can see how to sync up all your inventory and how to filter what's cross-listed, what's not cross-listed, and how to cross-list quickly. I recommend opening 2 tabs or 2 screens if you have the monitor space to do that. You can even make them like really skinny side by side on a normal computer screen. And that's the fastest way to go because one can be loading while you're filling out the information on the other one, and you can keep popping back and forth to go fast. All right, other than that, I'll see you guys soon. Talk to you later. Peace out.